Okay, last one we're going to do is question number 14. 14 is a function, f. It's expressed as 3x squared plus 3x to the 1/2 plus 3x. And we're going to evaluate the function for x is equal to -9. So as we proceed with this, we'll substitute everywhere we see an x, we'll replace with -9. I like to use parentheses to contain my negative. So I'll substitute it in there. Here I'll put the -9 to the 1/2 power. And here will be 3 times -9. So each substitution has its own special case. Here I've got a power of 2. That's affecting only the -9. Remember here again we got 3 as our multiplier. So the power only affects the -9. Again I got 1/2. That's my power. It only affects the -9. Here the power is 1, so I can just do a straight multiplication. But these two I have to wait, and I have to evaluate this expression first and then multiply it by 3. So my next move is to take care of each power. So -9 squared, we know that's just -9 times itself, so it's positive 81. Again, negative times a negative is positive, so it's just 3 times 81. Plus 3 times whatever I get here. Now, again, I am dealing with a fraction exponent. My fraction is 1/2. So the power is 1 and the root is 2. The power is 1 and the root is 2. This is probably a good opportunity for a little aside here. What's going to happen when I have the second root of a negative number? So remember, I'm going to write it as the square root of -9. What did we say is that result in? Well, if you remember back to the beginning of the year, we talked about imaginary numbers. You cannot take, can't get a real solution for the square root of -9, so I have to take and split it up. We'll go the square root of -1, square root of 9, so we know our answer is going to be 3i. The I comes from the square root of -1, and the square root of 9 is just 3. So I'm going to replace this with 3i. And then here I'm just going to multiply it, positive 3 and -9, that'll just give me -27. Okay? So now I can proceed with the rest of the problem. And we can take again one thing at a time. We'll multiply 3 times 81 first. Again, we're putting the calculator. We'll end up with 243. We'll multiply these out. Multiplication of imaginary and real is okay. I'll get 9i. And then minus 27. So I'll get rid of this for a second. We don't need it. That was a little aside. Keep that separate. So now we'll just subtract 27 away from 243. Remember, we have to combine like terms, and the imaginary 9i cannot go with the real terms. We can't add or subtract them together. We almost only combine like terms. So I'll go 243 minus 27. That'll give me 216, and then plus 9i. So that will be the expression that represents. That's the complex number that represents the value of the function is when x is equal to -9.